Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bandwidth and Banter. I'm your host, Stormy D, and that is my lovely and amazing co-host, Druid IRL. It's good to be back. We are on our 120th episode, I believe. I hope I didn't get that wrong. And she's all like, maybe. But any rate, it's a treat. Last week was a very heartfelt episode because we had old man Garrus do his return episode, and he's been going through some struggles. And obviously for initial interviews, we keep things lighthearted and fun and about the streamer and the stream. But when we have them on for a return visit, we get a little bit deeper topics, and old man Garrus's struggles have been real, but his wisdom and his light still shined out, and he's an inspiration. And so, guys, if you missed last week's episode, go check out that one because it's worth it. It's going to hit you in the feels.
Love him.
And speaking of hitting you in the feels, I know the streamer we're having on tonight, she will hit you in the funny bone. I've been a guest in her chat, watching her content for a while now. And it's really funny and interesting because somehow I randomly stumbled upon her because at night when I'm lurking in folks' channels, in the Streamers of Stormkeep or friends of our circles and channels, somehow or another I kept getting through raid chains. I would wake up in the morning and I would just be in this streamer's chat. And that's how I got to know her, and I felt so lucky. It was like the universe said, "You got to check out this streamer." So that, and so we decided, you know what? Let's see if we can get her on the show. There's another interesting thing about this streamer, and that's that, as you all know, we've had a lot of streamers from lots of different areas of the world, lots of different areas of the U.S., people from Europe, from the UK, from Spain. This is our first person to be from this section of the world because she's an Aussie streamer. And without further ado, let's welcome MinxOdyssia on the show.
Hello. Am I really the first Aussie?
Yes, you are our first Aussie.
I feel so special.
You hold that title and you'll forever hold that title.
Yes, yep. I'm immediately a winner at something. I'm doing so well already, Tick. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
I like how mysterious you made me sound.
Yeah. So Minx, can you please reintroduce yourself and share something about your channel that you would like to highlight to the audience?
Yeah, totally. So if you kept being raided into my channel, the first thing you were definitely confused about is that there's so many of us. So my name's Minx. I'm one of 7 co-hosts on my channel, which is a bit of a weird format for Twitch. It's more common on YouTube, and people are getting used to it. I've got the picture up in the top left of the entire crew. So each day, someone different will join me who's a different subject expert, and will be the co-host, and they run their segment. So some days we have, for example, Koi, which is the fish-looking thing, is really a JRPG lore person. On Thursdays, we have Doom, who's the weird little panda dude with a big attitude. He is about hardcore challenges. Oracle, the one in the hoodie, is a Street Fighter competition champion. He's won a lot of fights, so he does a lot of fighting segments. But for a fighter, he's an absolute pussy. So we make him do horror games as well on the side because it's just so funny. Someone who's so good at winning fighting games is so scared. It's we're cheating him for. And then on Saturdays, the chef is a real chef, and he does live cooking segments. And that's followed by the Moose Shade, who does puzzle rooms with me, which is... It makes me feel very dumb. Let's put it that way. I like to think we're very good at it. We celebrate when we get out of one room, but the puzzle rooms definitely keeps my mind working. So yeah, together we're the Fox Pack, and that's what we do every week.
I love that. That's
amazing.
Yeah.
That's really fascinating, and we might get into that in our questions today.
Sure.
We're gonna jump right to it. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for coming on the show. It's a treat for us. And I'm gonna let my co-host Druid take it away with the questions.
Yeah. Hey, Druid.
Minx, hello. Welcome. Please share a boring fact about yourself.
Boring. It's it's funny you say that. I had this obsession for a while that I felt I was really boring. Like I'd talk to other people and they were just always sharing really cool stories about themselves, like wild shit they've done like parties or who they've been sleeping with or like crazy one night stands or like traveling the world or like doing really awesome parkour, and I'm just like, fuck, I think I'm really boring. So my boring fact is I used to think I was really boring, and it actually inspired me to do more. Like I just got back from a trip to Japan. I took up longboarding. Like I just got really obsessed with the idea of being boring, and I didn't want to get to the end of my life and be like, fuck, I'm really boring. And so I use that as inspiration all the time to do the weird, wacky shit, because I was like, I need stories. Every time people are telling cool stories, I just sit there not knowing what to say. And then I think I just slowly realized that maybe I just sit there because I'm awkward. It might not be because I'm boring. It's because I just, I don't join in. So there you go. That's my boring fact. Use boringness to inspire
That's a
you not to
great
be
answer.
boring.
Thank you. The interesting thing about that question is the answers are never boring.
Yeah. Like I imagined, right? They probably think they're really boring, but I want the day where someone just goes, I don't have anything, and then just peters out, and it's really awkward silence for a while, and that's the boring fact. You can be like, wow, it's actually truly boring.
Ooh, don't scare me like that.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
Next question, MinxOdyssia. How did you pick your Twitch name, and what was the inspiration?
I get away with this because no one asks me. I'll start with Odyssia, or Odyssia, as some people say, because that's the easy part. My dad gave it to me when I was a little kid, where I was like, Dad, I want a cool gamer tag. And he looked at his bookshelf, and A Space Odyssey and Homer's Odyssey was sitting there, and he's like, what about Odyssey? And I'm like, that's lame. And so he changed it into Odyssia, and that has been my gamer tag my entire life. So that is there because when I'm playing games, it's going to pop up. The Minx, people were already calling me that. It came from another name, which I will never reveal, because I have a bit of an adult background in adult entertainment, which is one of the reasons I don't cam on Twitch, and it was part of that name. And through different channels, a number of people already were calling me that. And so when I created my Twitch account, which I've had for a really long time, way before I ever started streaming, it just made sense to combine the two names. Like there's my gamer tag, and that's the nickname I'd already gotten from other avenues. I didn't expect to stream for very long, and so I never changed the name because it was a trial. We were like, we'll do this for a bit, and it won't work, and it will be fine, and I've learned stuff then, and then we'll stop. So I never came up with some creative channel name. It's just my tags and my usernames, and here we are.
That is
I love
beautiful.
That's a great origin story.
Minx, what D&D class do you consider yourself to be in real life?
I want to say it's like really cool, like the rogue, but I know it's not true. Okay, let's think about this logically. Okay, so my dexterity is pretty good. My constitution's probably average because I eat too much KFC and drink too much Pepsi Max. My intelligence is not, it's okay. I would say it's above average. I think I'm pretty wisdomous. Okay. I guess the charisma. Yeah, the charisma's probably it. Oh god, it feels like such a typical answer. I'm gonna go with a bard. I feel like I'm a bit of storyteller, especially because of I'm a creative in real life. I've got a broadcast background. I love stories. I'm obsessed with telling stories. I think the bard probably goes out and touches a bit too much grass for me. So we're going to call me a tavern bard. I sit in the dusty corner and play my instruments and tell my tales, and then get really drunk afterwards. That's probably more me. I think, and especially with these guys, we're telling so many different stories on the channel.
That's a great answer. Well thought
I
out.
want to say Rogue though. Rogue's so much cooler. What the fuck? Oh well, it's fine.
You could multi-class.
Okay, I'm gonna multi-class later. Yeah. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, and then I'll start. Yeah,
I love it.
lock picking.
You just gotta start practicing pickpocketing people.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll steal all your hearts in no time.
Yeah, there you go. She will do that if you stay in her chat for any length of time. I can promise you that.
I'll try my best. Although every time I do any kind of flirting or sexual jokes, my chat always tell me to shut the fuck up. There's an ongoing joke that all the other girls in Twitch, everyone's like, "Oh my god, you're so hot," and then there's me, and everyone's like, "Shut up, Minx," and I'm like, "What the fuck, man? Like, why can't I be like that?" But yeah, that's our humor, which I love.
That is beautiful.
So
I also don't think I can get away with it either.
The same line of thinking. This is a question that I think that you'll appreciate after having a particular conversation with you. When is it most appropriate to cast magic missile?
When you need to attack the darkness.
Very good. So I have to share for folks. Not everybody's seen the Summoner Geeks video from the early 2000s or the 2010s, whenever it was. And what's funny is Minx has, and that blew my mind. She actually had played the game too, and so
it's a good game. It's like the precursor into the Neverwinter feel. It was good.
Indeed.
Yeah, old school. But no, Summoner 2, check it out. It's really, really old school PlayStation game. But I think my brother introduced me to it. It was good.
Right. And if you want to laugh your ass off, you look for the YouTube video Summoner Geeks. It's funny.
Yeah.
Love it.
Where are the Cheetos?
I think I know what you're talking about. I think
it's old school.
If you quote it enough, I'm sure I'll figure it out.
If there's any girls there, I want to do them.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got an ogre slaying knife. It's +9 against the ogres.
It's like, it's great. Yeah. Everyone's going to go look it up immediately.
Immediately. You heard it now.
Immediately. Yeah.
Go do it now and then come back.
And then come back.
Yeah.
Like, don't leave. Yeah.
You can watch it later, guys. It's fine.
How did you get into crafting artwork for other channels? And do you have a favorite you
Interesting. So yeah, my background is I'm a broadcast creative and digital creative. And so when I started Twitch, it was actually during COVID, and a lot of my clients were asking for streaming services because they couldn't go out, essentially. And so when I found out what my Twitch friends were doing, I was like, oh my god, this is like really complicated and full on setup. Like, props to you guys. I was saying to these guys before we went live, like, I had to do a degree and like a career to learn this shit, and you guys are just going for it. Like, you should be proud of yourself for getting live. And I think everyone puts way too much pressure on themselves. So I had a group of mates. It was literally chosen based on the game I wanted to play, which at the time was Sons of the Forest. That's why we were in a group together. And I was like, do you guys just want to like play shit? And I'm just going to try figure out this Twitch thing. And everyone's like, yeah, we're funny, right? Yeah, we're funny. Yeah, let's do Twitch. Thinking, oh, this will last like, we'll be lucky if it's like a month, like maybe 2 weeks, and we'll get bored and everyone will wander off. So it really was just an experiment, and that just kept going. And then because of that, I guess because of my broadcast background, everyone kind of noticed the layouts and the artwork a little bit, just because I was coming from a different angle instead of being self-taught or coming from YouTube. And so I had a lot of people asking me, because I'm kind of an all-rounder production house. And so I just have expertise in kind of the whole suite, not just like emotes or something like that. And I was really hesitant at first, because for me, Twitch was like a relaxing thing to do when I'm not working and something more to work on my anxiety and this kind of stuff. And then I had kind of people asking whether I'd do work. So I just tend to be really picky and choosy. It's not something like I yell about too much. But if I really like people and I love their brand or their name or what they're trying to do, then I like trying to work on the entire brand and really work on that because I've got an advertising background. And I just find it really fun. So I try to stick to passion projects still and not do like little commissions. But it's difficult because I kind of keep telling everyone you can get it cheaper on Etsy. Like it's just true. Like I live in a first world country. I can't live on noodles. And things cost and I think it's difficult because sometimes in a Western point of view, we kind of don't pedestal artists as much as other cultures, and that can be really difficult because they're really struggling and they're really trying. So I always say to people, like, figure out what the hourly wage is, ask them how long it would take, and then decide if you would work for that because it's a job usually. It's not just a hobby. So that's another reason I don't do too many commissions is because I don't want I can only eat so much 2-minute noodles. But yeah, there you go. My favorite
Yep.
one I'm still working on actually, and someone I recommend if you guys ever want to do an interview is Purge Mist. He's another Aussie. We're still working on his brand slowly. And I haven't done too much, but I love his brain. I love the ideas that he always wants to do, and so I'm really excited about working with him on more things because we think really similarly, and even like the little animated emotes I do are just always so much fun. So I really enjoy working with him. If I had to pick one, which is difficult.
Found him.
Switching gears a little bit here, but not entirely. This, I guess, actually, it's not switching gears at all. But please share a little about your co-hosts and the founding. Well, you did actually share about your co-hosts earlier, so I'll adjust for the last part of the question. Please share a little about the founding of your combined channel.
So yeah, it was, I wish it was some really crazy origin story. Like I held interviews, that was like bigger than choosing the Linkin Park singer, but, it was literally, we were playing Sons of the Forest, and we were already in a group. And I was like, hey guys. But as we continued, I kind of slowly realized everyone had particular interests. Like it was pure luck, and even what they did in real life was just really interesting. And so we really built on what they passionately wanted to get out of streaming individually. Like everyone really had some kind of content creation dream that they always wanted to do. So we just kind of leaned on that. Like Wanted is incredibly good at Rainbow Siege 6, Six Siege. I always put it backwards and forwards. And he's like, I really want to do teaching videos, but not in like this terrible toxic way or like too advanced or like mainly aiming at newbies. And we were like, well, let's do that. Like let's try and create that in your segments. Oracle had been working hard on getting better at Street Fighter, and he was just like, one day we haven't done it yet. I really want to run a tourney and actually do our own tournament. So it's like, yeah, cool. Like let's work towards it. Wolfie is a chef in real life and was like, I've always wanted to do a cooking show. And I'm like, dude, I've produced and directed cooking shows in real life. Like, let's do it. Like, let's do a cooking show. We'll just scale it down. So it's like, we just kind of built it off the base of what people already doing or already wanted to do and just kind of built it out from there. And I think just my background, my mind wanted to naturally organize things. And Koi, is a huge quiet driving force behind the channel. He keeps me in line because I'm so creative, brain all over the place, that I just need that logic to come in, and he's like, no, stop it, put that down. And he was the one that was really like, if you actually want to do this, you guys need a schedule. Like you actually need to organize yourselves. And so we're like, yeah, I guess that's true. And so yeah, we really pushed ourselves to get ourselves in line and give it a go when we realized this is what we wanted to do. So yeah, that's I don't know if you want to know little bits about them, but we call them collect 'em all. And when people arrive in the channel and they see there's so many of us, they try to arrive at each of the segments and meet each of them themselves. So, you know, if you want to come say hello, we'll always be very friendly. And yeah, you can come play collect them all and meet everyone for their
collect them all.
crazy personalities. They're all very out there. They're very different. They're very chaotic all the time. Like, we are borderline getting cancelled every 5 seconds. They are not reserved at all. They're very unapologetic, but that's kind of become our brand and our humor. Like, we're just very unapologetic and we're very, very honest.
Indeed.
And I think it makes for a good time.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So, if you want to dive deeper into what drew you to Twitch,
It was literally because during COVID, it just all my clients really wanted to start streaming because they had to. And I had a streamer mate, Silverwolf, and he was like, "Oh, I'm a VTuber," and I was like, "Oh, one of those." But I was really curious about it. I was kind of like, I actually don't know a streamer. Like, I know so many YouTubers because I came from YouTube beforehand, and that ended quite toxic for me. There's definitely some holes of YouTube and communities that are very gossip driven. And that's what kind of drives them to create their own news. And I kind of got caught up in that a little bit. And so I set it on fire and killed it very dramatically. And so I was like, fuck that shit. I don't need that negativity in my life. So coming from that, I was a little bit going into Twitch. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this again. And that was one of the really big decisions not to cam again as well. And to be honest, everyone's been really lovely. Like, compared to YouTube, Twitch is actually really nice. The chat's really protective of people. Like, it's so easy to just ban someone who's being a dick. Compared to comments in YouTube, you wake up and it's out of control already. It's just a really lovely atmosphere. So I think that was part of me encouraging me to stay, because I realized that I have a lot of anxiety around gaming. And I think that just came from growing up, being a girl, really. Like, it just always felt like there was this added expectation, which I think is getting better. But like, if you play enough FPS, you know that you'll still be told to get back in the kitchen. Which I'm learning to laugh at. I think growing up, that was really difficult. And so I got to a stage where I just believe I couldn't even play games. Like, I wasn't capable. Like, I had to have a certain skill level. I put a lot of pressure on myself to be good. Like, because people immediately ask, they're like, "Oh, what level difficulty did you play the game?" Like, it's really important to people. And so I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm shit." And Twitch really started helping me confront that anxiety in quite an honest way. Like, I've had breakdowns on stream, and I've just ended stream. Like, my anxiety when I started this was so bad that my throat would close and I couldn't speak properly. I was trembling, so I couldn't aim. Like, I was cold sweating. So I've come a really long way, and it's why I kind of say to people, because people are like, "Oh, do you want to be a streamer?" And I'm like, I don't stream because I want to now. I stream because I have to. It is helping me so much confront these anxieties and helping me in the original aim of, I don't want to be boring anymore. It's helping me put myself out there way more and stop the anxieties I have so that I can do what I want to do. So it's really important to me. So that's why I'm still streaming. That's why I'm still
It's
here.
fantastic.
I love that.
What did family and friends think when you told them you planned on streaming?
They didn't know before I started, because we just started. So my family, I've got a very small family. It's just my dad now, but when I did start, mum was around as well. And at the time, we were quite distracted. This is a bit sad, but my mum passed from cancer. And at the time when I started streaming, we were very distracted with that. And so for me, it was a good side note to kind of get away from things. I did show her some of the streams, and she already knew the people as well, because I've been friends with these guys for like 6-7 years, so I've known them a really long time. My parents were already used to me doing this kind of stuff because I come from broadcast. So it was just another creative project I was doing. And it just kind of didn't really faze them. They don't watch. It's not their humor. Dad finds Twitch boring. Like, I've really tried to get him into it, especially because he's retired and I feel like he should be more social and he doesn't go out enough. So I'm like, oh, just go on Twitch. To him, it's too slow TV. Which I understand. That was my reaction when I first started Twitch and coming from YouTube. I was like, can we just have the cut down edit? Like, do I really have to sit here watching this person do this over and over again? Like, I'll watch the edit later. But then you start to find the charm of it and the fact you can connect live with them and the interactions and the community, and it's a totally different vibe. He doesn't get it. He's still on the just give me the edit. Like, I don't understand why I have to watch 4 hours of this shit. Like, he doesn't get it. So yeah, supports it, but doesn't get it. Isn't gonna win. My real life friends, I think only the ones who are streaming or doing YouTube know. I actually haven't told many real life friends, or they're aware, but I won't tell them the name, much to their annoyance. Like, I've had arguments where they've tried to find me. I just kind of don't want real life crossing over. Like, I like my little bubble. We're relatively private with our information, even though we're really open. Like, I'll answer anything. We're quite private with personal information. And I just don't trust my friends. Like, I just don't trust them. So, not all of them know how to get to me, and I am so fine with that. They can stay over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My Nana comes into my chat and says my real name in chat, and I'm just like, stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard horror stories. Like, Purge has that issue. I know actually quite a few people who, like, their family know, and they wander in. I've even seen a poor streamer have to deal with, like, the whole dinner's ready soon in the chat, and you're just like, oh god, like, I can't deal with that crossover. Which is so funny when you're getting into, like, the VTuber. Like, some people have, like, full-on characters attached to them. Like, we've just got representations of ourselves. And they're like being a full-on character, like some space gorilla with, I don't know, like tentacles, and then their mum's like, dinner's ready, and you're just like, oh my god, you gotta leave Omicron Percy 8 now to go get your dinner with mum. So no, I'm good with keeping it separate.
That's funny. What struggles did you deal with when you first started streaming?
The fact that we started out with 7 of us, I just really went for the big number for some reason. I just fucking went for it. What's this pathetic 2-host stuff, guys? Step it up. No, it was difficult. It was at first it kind of worked because there was just always someone around. And so we didn't have a timetable. We just went live whenever the hell we felt like it. But that was too chaotic. So when we actually started trying to organize them, it's difficult. We get there. Like, it's very rare. I think we've done 3 streams where all 7 of us are there. It's very rare to have all 7 of us. It's kind of a thing, like, when we actually all get together. Like, it's actually a really crazy thing because we're all completely different time zones. We have 3 people from different areas in the US, 2 people from different areas in the UK, and then 2 people from Australia, but one's always traveling. So yeah, I think that's the shame in a way. Is I would love to do way more stuff where it's like, once a quarter all 7 of us meet up, but it's incredibly difficult. It is scheduling, and that's, we're only just getting to the point where we're starting to have a bit of crossover. Like, some people will pop into other people's segments now, like Wanted FPS Sundays. We just moved it to Sunday on purpose so more people could join. And now finally Doom and Shade are joining him a lot more. So I think that's definitely the difficult thing, is time zones and having so many people that everyone really loves. Like, everyone wants to see everyone, and people love it when we're interacting with each other because our humor really comes out when there's a bunch of us. Like, it gets chaotic, but in a really hilarious way. So I wish I could have more of that. That's a real challenge.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, what tips can you share with future streamers?
Get more people.
Ooh. Step it up. I want to see 12 hosts. No. For me, I think coming from a broadcast background, the biggest thing that really struck me about streamers, and this is going to be very controversial to say, is being more brand aware. Like this isn't me talking to hobby streamers. Like, I think it's great. You're doing great. Don't worry about it. Even learning OBS and streaming is fucking hard. Like, you're doing amazing. If you can go live and there's only 3 technical difficulties, you've made it. Like, it's really hard. For those who I want to be an influencer. Brand is so important, and I think it's really worth doing a bit of learning around that, because it's something that should be unique and recognizable. It should have recall. So the second, like, if people keep seeing like a logo over and over again, they're going to get to the point where they're like, yeah, I keep being sent to this person, or I keep seeing this person. Like, it's got to be really recognizable. And unfortunately, the trend is there's kind of 2 trends that are an issue. The first is obviously people can't afford it, so they go to multiple different artists on different platforms and find the cheapest deal. And even though you might have a theme going, your brand is very muddled. It becomes so many different art pieces that you kind of don't have a set style. So you need to be your own producer. If you're going to do it that way and do it cheaply, you need to get yourself look into style guides and understand, like, you should have a consistent font, you should have a consistent palette, you should have influences that you can send of what the style is. So if you are going to use different artists that are cheap, you can at least bring it all together so that it all looks the same. You shouldn't be able to tell that different artists have done different things, because it's your channel. And I really love the supporting of different artists. I'm always going to be for it, but it just can end up looking really messy when your emotes are from like 3 different styles and this kind of stuff. So if it's beyond a hobby for you, really think about your style and learn a bit about branding. And if you have to go that way, if you can't just get one creative, which I really recommend, because they can just keep the consistency for you overall, get yourself across a style guide. And then the second thing is, people look at other successful people and they just copy them, and they don't understand what they're doing or why. It's just everyone on Twitch is doing that, so it's the right thing. And that must be what I have to do to be successful as well. So there's just a little bit of stepping back and thinking about, why am I doing this? Like, as my brand, as what I do with my audience and what I tend to do, does this fit into my sphere? Like, what is this achieving for me? And I think instead of just, you eventually get to a point of experience of, instead of just copying what other people are doing, you start from the grassroots. You're like, what do I want to achieve? What are my goals? Okay, well, what are some cool ideas to get to these goals that I can do that is very me? And then go off and research and get influences. It's kind of like starting the other way around. Don't start with the end game, because that worked for someone else. And plus, that horse is already bolted. They've already done it. So it's like, start with you, come up with your own strategy, come up with your own brand. It's like any business. If you're starting a business, you'd sit down and you'd figure out your plan and who you are, and put that work in and keep it in front of you the entire time, and things are going to come together way more for you.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Great advice. Look at that. Master at her craft. Giving
That's what I
dropping the
do.
beats. That's
That's
awesome.
what I do.
What do you enjoy most about streaming?
This is really interesting to reflect on, because I just went to Japan for 3 weeks. It was the first time in like a year and a half we'd taken a break. And so I was really curious if I was going to miss it. And what really surprised me was my first emotional reaction when I came back into streaming was actually the people in chat, which you know, don't tell them this. They're all cucks. Like, don't tell them that. But like, just seeing the names pop up, it was a really warm feeling for me, that I hadn't realized we had created a community that yeah, like it's such an emotional feeling, and I never expected myself to be like, I miss the people, because that's so lame. But I did. Like, that was my first reaction popping in for the first time in what ended up being a month, is seeing all the names pop up, and I'm like, this is really cool. Like, I didn't miss you guys at the time. I was having great fun, but now that I'm back, it's really cool to see them. And I think that's what really makes it. And I think that's where I know a lot of streamers struggle. The hardest thing is to create a community and not just have lurks. Like, it's really difficult. So I think when you get there, you just end up so appreciative of the people who pop in even for a little bit and say hi. And it makes me smile. Like, I really love seeing their name again. And you start to worry about people. Like, if they haven't been there for a while, it's like, I know I'm just a stranger on the internet, but I haven't seen this person in a while, and I hope they're okay. Like, you do get to a point with your regulars where you don't know each other, you're all anonymous, but you hope they're out touching grass and not getting allergies. And that's it. Like,
That'd be
so
me.
yeah.
Touched grass and like I'm like, oh, what did I touch? My arm.
Oh no! And then you die. Like, that's why you
Yeah.
usually go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess.
Be safe. Stay indoors.
Stay. Yeah.
So this time I really am switching gears a little bit.
Okay.
How long have you been playing video games, and what was the first one you ever played?
Oh my god, what was the first one? I don't know. So my dad was a gamer. He I must have played his Atari first. Like, that's what would have been in the house. So yeah, and I guess and I don't remember it because it was just pixels. But I presume as a kid I must have, or my brother was really into he used to collect old school Game Boys, like the ones that's like just one game. And he used to collect them. So they were around the house as well. So maybe I remember there was one that was like a flip open that was Donkey Kong, like the original Game Boy Donkey Kong. So my house was always like a collection of really old school gaming consoles and stuff because of my dad and my brother. I remember I'm trying to think what because so many of them was just my dad's games. So they were really old school games. Like, I remember the one I really got into was Dune, like the movie that just got released, which was the original Virgin Cryo game, and it's kind of like what led into Command and Conquer and everything later, which my dad was also really into, and Red Alert and that kind of stuff. And I remember as a kid trying to figure that kind of stuff out, or Caesar 3, like. I just remember it'd yell at me over and over, plebs are needed. And I'm like, what the fuck are plebs? And so I'd build more buildings hoping to find like the pleb house. And then more plebs are needed. And so it haunts me to this day. Plebs are needed. And I'm like, oh God. So yeah, a lot of it I think was me trying to play strategy games. And I had no idea what I was doing, but I was having a great time with all my plebs, apparently. So I guess since I was conscious, there's just always been games around the house.
I love that
Very
so
cool.
much.
Yeah. And that's why I'm into like really old school games as well.
Love that. What is your favorite game and least favorite game that you've played on stream?
Oh, I played on stream. I try to keep my favorites off stream, and then people can't touch them. What was my favorite on stream? Oh my goodness. There's been some real surprising things. The recent thing I've been trying to do is with my solo days is get into story-driven games. And we've come across some absolute gems. Like a recent one I really recommend is The Gods Will Be Watching, which was by Devolver. And that was a really cool plot line. And we had people in the chat that have there's like a whole like world behind it, and apparently there's like they've done comic books and like huge fan base, which I just didn't expect, because that's the cool thing about Twitch is fans will pop in because they just love games so much, and if they don't ruin it, they really enhance it if they're not backseating. But yeah, you just find out so much more about the background and the fan base when you just sat down to play a game, which I really love in streams. So yeah, that one was really very good. I've tried to introduce my favorite games. So Koi hates Bethesda. He calls it Bethesda jank. I love Bethesda. I fucking love it. I will die on this hill. From Fallout 4 backwards. New Bethesda, I'll get off the hill. That's fine. But old school Bethesda, I'll die on this hill. And we tried to introduce him to New Vegas and Fallout 4, and he was not into it. And of course Bethesda jank did happen. And I'm like, it's charming. It's part of it. Like, it's fine. Like, don't worry about it. Like, just Skyrim the horse up the side of the mountain. It's fine. It's
Just
realistic.
keep hitting jump.
It's fine. It's really, yeah. Like, just keep jumping, and amazingly, your athletics will go up in 5 seconds. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And he wasn't really into it. So, we keep trying to hope one day that we'll get him to finish Fallout 4, but I don't think it's gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. Did you ask what the worst one was?
Yeah, what was your least
game
favorite?
you've played on stream?
I actually quit a game. And it was called, oh my god, it's probably like uninstalled and gone. I went through a stage of language-based games where it's kind of like you have to figure out the words as you go, as you progress in the story. And the first one we did was Homicipher, which was amazing. I highly recommend it. It was really, really good. And so I went looking for other similar games, and there was something called like 7 days with you, or 7 days until something, and I cannot remember. And everyone was really into it. They're like, it's a really beautiful game. And it's the first game I ever rage quit on stream, because it was like I got as far as I could. We did day 1, great. I think I've got all these words and context. Okay, cool. Day 2, load day 2, exactly the same. Nothing has changed. Okay, well, maybe that's part of the story, you know, like, oh, I'm stuck in a boring world. I can get into it. Day 3, exactly the same. You still have to figure out the same shit in the same context. And I'm like, the fuck, man? Like, why? Yeah, I just maybe I think I missed the point because people love it. Maybe my intelligence stats are not high enough. This is a possibility. I should have rolled better. But yeah, I just decided it wasn't for me, and I uninstalled it. I was like, we're done. Like midstream, I was like, we're done. No, fuck this shit. We're done. We're playing something else. I'm not into it. I just got so frustrated, like emotionally frustrated. Fuck this shit I'm at, like literally. And there were people who are upset. They're like, it's such a beautiful game. I'm like, well, that's cool. But anyway, we're not doing that anymore. Yeah,
That's how I feel about platformer games.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely some out there which I avoid, not because of skill, but because like I love roguelikes. I love strategy roguelikes. Like FTL, I absolutely love, and Crying Suns, like those kind of games I highly recommend. But the type of roguelikes, like you get as far as possible and then you just die and restart and that's it. I'm just like, dude, I don't have time for this shit. Like I need to touch grass sometimes. Yeah.
Yep.
What is your greatest video game accomplishment so far?
Oh my goodness. I'm someone who doesn't feel like I'm very accomplished as a gamer. And so I think for me, it's literally streaming. I either think that I'm playing games in front of people, with sometimes people coming in and telling me what to do, is huge for me. Like, I'm someone, I only just learned that you can play games on easy and it's okay. Like that was mind blowing. Like you can just play a game for the story. Holy shit, who knew? Because everyone's like, no, you gotta spend 5 years on hard mode, otherwise you're a shit gamer. So for me, just even accepting that I can play games is an achievement, because I used to avoid games because I'd just be like, oh, I'm not capable. Like I'm shit at games. And now it's like my new thing is I won't look up what type of game it is before I jump in. So one I played recently was Legend of Tianding, which is amazing artwork, a really cool folklore story that came out of a war age in Taiwan with the Japanese era. And it is a fighting game, and it is a platformer. And if I had seen that, I would not have installed that shit. There is no way. And I struggled. There were moments on stream where I was just like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like rocking myself. Like, I can't do this, guys. I can't do this. And I finished it. And for me, the achievement wasn't even finishing the game. It was like, I finished a game I didn't think I could do. I did not think I could play those types of games. And it taught me, I'm still learning, just keep doing it over and over. I think it's something that Souls-like gamers already know this. They're really good at it. But for me, it's like, I just expect myself to be immediately brilliant for some reason. Otherwise, I'm shit. So it's like, if I can't beat the boss maybe second time, then I'm a piece of shit, and I should uninstall the game, and everyone's going to make fun of me, which is not true. Like, the point is, you do it over and over and over again, and that's normal. Like, I did not realize that was normal. That does not mean that I'm shit at the game. You're supposed to. And the feeling of achievement at the end of that is so much more, because you put the work in. And sometimes, yeah, you will struggle way more. Like, we're exposed because of social media to all the people who are amazing out there. Like, that's the point. That's what people only share, is the really good things. So we're not used to seeing people struggling, because we see the cut downs of them just achieving it, or they've been doing it for a really long time. And so I've had to learn from scratch. Even though I've been gaming for years, I've had to learn from scratch that being shit at a game is normal. The developers make it like that, so that when you achieve, you feel so good. And yeah, that for me is an achievement in itself, that I'm finally at that stage where I mentally understand that, and I can go through that journey.
I love that. It's so cool. I was gonna be like, yeah, all of us RimWorlders know losing is fun is for the elite. I'm just gonna stick on adventure mode, and that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like
okay.
sometimes I'm
Right.
just like, because sometimes it's just the length of the game, right? Like, I'm not gonna play that even on normal. Like, and in so many games, this is a huge joke on my channel, I always get them, is I'll load up the game and the first thing they say is, this game is difficult and we're not gonna hold your hand. And I'm like, fucking again? Why is every game really difficult now? Like, come on, man. So yeah, these days, the second I see that, I'm like, do I want to spend 8 streams on this? Do I want to get on with my life? And I really have to think about that. I'm going to look at it really quickly. How hard is this? Is it really hard? Okay, it's really hard. Guys, we're doing easy mode. I don't care. Shut up, sit down. We're doing easy mode.
As long as you're having fun, that's what counts.
Exactly. Because I'm really story driven, and that's why that's my segment. Out of everyone is I want to see what the story's about. I want to get to the end. I want to tell people that the story was really good. And sometimes I don't have the time, man. So yeah, it's fine to do it on easy.
Yes. We're switching gears a little bit. How long have you lived in Australia? What drew you there? And where were you originally from?
Okay. I won't give exact dates because I don't give out too many personal details. But
Totally.
I've
Absolutely.
been here long enough that I've adapted to the temperature. We were talking about this just beforehand, because it's going into winter.
Yeah.
When I first arrived in Australia, I arrived while I was still in school. And when we got off the plane, I had never seen on the tarmac before waves of heat before, because I was born in England and raised in New Zealand. And it was like stepping into an oven as I got off the plane. I arrived in January, and I was like, we have to get back on the plane. Like, this is not going to work.
Oh,
This is fucked. What is this hellhole? People can live in this temperature? What the fuck? We gotta go. And it was a really weird feeling for me, especially coming from New Zealand, which is like land of the hobbits. Like every time you walk up a hill, you'll see the ocean in the distance, you know. And then in Australia, you walk up a hill and it's just more dead land, and you're like, oh my god, very very flat because it's such an old continent. And it took me a long time to connect to the land here because it's just, for me, had such a harsh feeling. I can only imagine what the settlers went through. And it took me a long time to connect with the beauty here. Like, we get the most stunning sunsets and sunrises. I don't think I've seen them like that anywhere else in the world. The beaches are amazing. Everyone goes on about it. So yeah, it took me some time. But yes, I was born in England. I bag myself out a lot for being English, even though I'm technically way more Celtic. But we make lots of jokes all the time. Like, bread's too spicy for me, and we stole all the spices in the world, but we don't know how to use them. So there's always lots of English jokes going on my channel, bagging myself out for being too white. And then yeah, I grew up in New Zealand, like I said, which
See,
is
I had a feeling because when I've been in your chat, for these months, I've traveled into New Zealand, and I could tell that your accent, it reminded me more of a New Zealand accent than an Australian accent.
My accent is fucked. Like, I don't know what's going on here. And it will change constantly as well, depending on who I'm interacting with and how sleepy I am or how drunk I am.
Mhm.
But yeah,
BT
I have...
Yeah, BT's the same way.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I was raised a lot. I spent a lot of time with my Scottish grandfather as well growing up. So I have like a English, New Zealand, Scottish, Australian accent. But most people only hear the Australian. So when they come into channel and they're like, oh, what accent is that? And you'd be like, oh, Australian. They're like, I love Australians. And you have to be like, I don't have a typical Australian accent, just to let you know. In fact, neither of the Australians on our channel, Koi sounds American, and he was born in Australia. So the Australians are very fake on our channel. Don't come here if you want to hear an Australian accent. Go elsewhere.
So switching gears a little bit here.
Yeah.
What did they do with all the cows in Japan? There must be something sus going on.
Right? What the fuck, man? Like, how come I went to Kobe beef country and there was not a single fucking cow? We even asked the guide, who was Japanese, and we're like, where's the cows? And he looked like really confused. And we're like, the cows, where are the cows? And he's like looking around like he'd never considered it before. And then after it, he goes, in the mountains? And we're like, no, not the goats. Where's the cows? And he just did not have an answer. And we went out into like rural farm side, beautiful farms, lots of rice, and we're just like, not one pig, not one cow, not one chicken. I'm like, there's a conspiracy going on here. Where are they? So yeah, one day I'm going to go back to Japan and I'm going to find a cow. It's going to be really funny. Everyone's like, what do you want to see in our beautiful country? Cow. Where's the cows?
Where are the cows?
Where are the cows? I think they're so pampered that they must be kept in resorts or something, because like I hear about how they massage them so that they're the perfect Wagyu beef. So I think they're all in a pool somewhere.
Probably. I hope so.
I hope so. I hope so. Have a good life, cows. Have a good life.
With the most crystal clear water.
Yeah, the little sunnies on.
I love them. I love cows.
Cows are adorable.
I get really bad cuteness aggression, so everybody's just like, get Drew a cow. She will never kill it. And I'm like, squeeze it to death.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that counts. It counts.
Please name a couple of your favorite anime and any that you are currently watching or watched recently.
The most recent one I watched, I think, was Windbreaker. It's actually been a while. I've been really busy. I need to go back and catch up on all my anime. But I think the most recent was Windbreaker, which was really good actually. I highly recommend it. If you're into stuff like Tokyo Revengers and that kind of stuff, it's that kind of vibe. And when I were in Japan, it's still quite big over there as well. Favorite is slowly shifting because I used to say Full Metal Alchemist. I have a lot of appreciation for it as someone who studied classical alchemy. It is surprisingly accurate. Like they've really gone to great lengths with it, and I have the manga, which I'm really proud of. I think the artist is really amazing. Brotherhood is like you can watch the original, but Brotherhood is actually the one closer to the manga line as well. I used to say Cowboy Bebop, which was made for Western audiences, and I have a bit of a Spike Spiegel crush, which I think everyone does. But that's kind of slowly relaxed, I suppose, from when I first saw it. I'm trying to think of any others. From the manga perspective, I think Berserk's my favorite. I will never watch the anime though. I have this thing of if I really enjoyed reading it, I don't want to spoil it. It's the same that people have with books. It's like it's interesting because with books you have your own imagination of things. There's no pictures. Obviously, with mangaka, there's actual pictures. But and usually the anime is really close. Like it's really funny. Sometimes it's literally like reading a storyboard. Like you go back to the anime and you're like, this is literally like the same. It's just a storyboard. It's really crazy. But I get really scared of some things just kind of being ruined. Like their voice is still coming to life. Like they're still the way they do the action or the music or the vibes of it. And so there's a number that I will never watch like Berserk because I'm just too scared of what it might have become. I think it's probably it. I feel like my answers are very standard. And I could open my anime list. I've got like a full-on nerdy list of all the ones I've ever watched and everything and start ranking. But then I really would be boring. That would be my earlier answer of I'll turn boring. Or your chat will go off and start being like, fan, oh so my God, why
totally
that one?
otaku over that.
Oh, great. Yeah. But I'm gonna say Full Metal Alchemist. I keep deciding, like checking in every time someone asks me this question of is it still my favorite? But I just really appreciate the research, and I really love how it's so small picture, like small microcosm through the entire story, and at the end it suddenly goes full blown macro of what the entire story and everything, like literally the pieces fitting together. And I love shit like that, which I just don't see coming. And when I first experienced it, I just really enjoyed that sudden moment of what actually is going on.
Yeah. A good one. I've seen it. One of the few things I watched.
There you go. Yeah. So
which one is the one of the few you watched, Druid?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, right. Yeah. It is epic.
Yeah.
So on the same grain of thought, do you have a favorite Gundam?
Gundam is so funny. So here's something to admit. I've never watched a single Gundam episode. So the Gundam build came from I walked into a shopping mall and it happened to be the Australian Gundam exhibit. And I'm like, I've always wanted to build one of these. And my home partner is a 40K lover. I used to do original Warhammer, but it was too expensive. Like I need to spend my money on like, I don't know, KFC probably instead of plastic miniatures. And so I was like, I really want to build one of these. And it was really funny because there's like all these like massive fans or like 10-year-old boys and me wandering around staring at Gundam, really determined to find something. And I'm like messaging Koi because he's seen all of them and I'm kind of like, which one do I get? I don't know what any of these are. And ended up choosing one, and I did it as we do sub goals. So I was like, I will do a hand cam stream and I'll build a Gundam on stream. And we reached the goal, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And it was hilarious, like bits flying off behind the PC I had to go get, and it ended up being like 7 hours, so my back was aching, but I really enjoyed building it. And so I was like, okay, I gotta watch the series now. Didn't get around to it in typical fashion. And so when I went to Japan, I was like, I got to see the Unicorn Gundam. I got to see the transformation. Spoilers if you want to see it yourself and you don't want to hear what it's about. So you go to it and there's this massive Gundam and you wait till on the hour and then it's supposed to move and do the show. And so you wait there for ages. Everyone's excited, and then it kind of goes pew pew and starts up with all of the sound, and it's all dramatic. And it's literally like 2 pieces move, and that's it. Like they just kind of open, and it's just all sound. And it's like this massive build up, and even the audience are like, "Whoa!" You know, because it's like moving. And it gets to the end, and it pauses, and everyone waits, and then it just folds shut again. And you're like, "I waited half an hour for this." And my guide who was with me was like, "Is that it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, okay, that was interesting." The old one used to be amazing, but this is the current setup. So but I still went into the Gundam store, and I have another Gundam to build, which I will do on stream at some point. I got the specialty one from Japan. So apparently, I'm really into building specialty Gundam now, and I have not seen a single episode, which is so embarrassing. I feel like such a fake fan. So it's my homework. It's my homework. I'm not going to watch all of them. There's 3 million of them. It's like getting into One Piece. It's not happening. So I'm going to pick a series, and I'm actually going to watch some Gundam. So next time someone asks me this, I actually have an answer. It's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen. I promise.
That is beautiful. So we're in the last 3 of our main questions of the main interview portion. So while we're getting through these, guys, I absolutely expect every single person to go click on this link and hit the follow button. If you don't do that, you will see my bird's true eldritch horror. She will haunt you in your dreams. You don't want that. I promise it is
Almost worth clicking
terrifying.
to see. Okay,
Her true form is terrifying. So you better go support MinxOdyssia and the crew, because if you don't, it's gonna be dangerous, I tell you. Speaking of dreams, Minx, what is the weirdest sleeping dream you've ever had you're willing to share?
I dream really vividly all the time. I think this is how I ended up going to direct. Is everything's very cinematic for me all the time. I have a lot of post-apocalyptic dreams.
Interesting.
I'm trying to think of the weirdest ones. It's probably like I ended up like fucking someone really random and woke up and was like, "What the hell?" I probably have some of those sometimes, which are questionable. I'm trying to think of like anything particularly weird. I think this is probably a common one. People just fly in their dreams. Not me. I have to put so much effort in, like I'm swimming. And it's so hard to take off, and then I have to like swim, and I don't just fly around or happily. It's like really freaking hard work. So when you're being chased by several, I don't know, monsters, men in black, I don't know, whatever my dream decided to be that day, and you're like trying to take off, and you're like doing breaststroke as hard as you can. I just really want a refund in the skill section of swimming in my dreams. I feel like I got really ripped off.
Oh.
What a great answer.
Yeah, I like to think in real life I'm like in bed, like trying to swim, and it's really annoying.
So, Minx, if you could have any superpower, which one would you choose and why?
This question always gets so interesting, and I guess you can't do the whole to take other people's superpowers or make new superpowers. That's what you want, is like you want to just make up new superpowers. I used to like the idea of if you can imagine it, it can be created, but I feel like a lot of really ugly things would get created because my lack of concentration. Like I'd get halfway through it, and then it would just be like, I don't know, the most messed up stick figure you'd ever seen in your life. Like I'd get better at meditation. But I do like the idea of if you can imagine it, you can create it. And I think it really forces me to get better at visualizing things. Otherwise, probably teleportation, because my dream is to travel. I really want to see the world, and the flights from Australia are so expensive. We're so in the middle of nowhere. It takes like 10 to 20 hours to get anywhere, and you're paying a couple of K. Like half the holiday budget is just the flights.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I like the idea of teleporting. I don't want it to have that thing where you have to imagine it perfectly, or you have to know exactly where you are, or you'll end up in a rock or some shit like that. Like none of that shit. Like it just the easy mode where it's like, I want to go to Tokyo, bam, and it just puts you in the center somewhere safe. Like, not in the middle of a road. Like that would be pretty cool. I'd really enjoy
That would be cool.
teleporting. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So this is the last question of the interview. This is one of those either or.
I made it.
You've made it to the very end. Congratulations. However, this is a huge decision because it's an either or. And it's one of those things, when you pick one, the other one disappears from the face of the planet.
Okay, all right.
Okay. All of our lives are in your hands for this one.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. But okay, yeah. Sure, let's do it.
Tea or coffee?
Oh, tea. Easy. I don't like the taste of coffee at all.
You just killed Ruins.
I know. And I'm someone who has lots of weird qualifications for some reason. Okay. Maybe I should have gone monk anyway. Yeah, so I actually am a tea connoisseur. I have a sommelier. I have a certification in it. I used to be a copywriter for a tea company for a long time, who sent me lots of free tea. So I'm very much in the tea area as well, just because I'm educated on it. So it's just very natural for me. But I like coffee in things. Like I like tiramisu. I like the flavor of coffee. But to me, coffee is such a tease because it doesn't taste how it smells. If coffee tasted the way it smelt, I would love it, but it doesn't. It just tastes like the bitter darkness of my soul, and I don't want that first thing in the morning. Like that's a little confronting.
Well, that is because the coffee is not being brewed properly, or it's not being ground properly, or you're not using filtered water, or you're not doing the
you sound like me with tea. This is what I go on about tea.
Because I'm a barista.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah.
For a local coffee shop chain.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's one of those things where I've seen my boss like roast the coffee and talk about the coffee, and
it's a palate issue. Like I'm aware of it. Yeah, yeah. And my home partner was a barista for years, so and I really appreciate the art of it, and I love the culture around it as well. Tea culture is so pompous. Coffee culture is the hipster way, and much more enjoyable.
Listen, they get just as pompous in the coffee culture. I'm just
okay. Well, then cancel that. Don't worry about it. But
they get so snotty. It is just
actually they do. Actually, I live in the land of hipsters, and actually that's really true. Take it all back.
I live in the
it is a
Northwest as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's hipster capital over here too. So it's very fun. Very fun. It's like how people feel about their craft beers. And I'm just
that's
chill, my guy.
Chill,
my guy. I like to tease people for not liking something.
Oh, I get it. Like playground rules.
Yeah, but she's just having fun. And
I don't get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Honestly, more coffee for me, that makes me happy. I hate having to share my coffee with my household. So
I went through this with Doom when I first met Doom. He hated tea, and it mind blowing. I'm like, what do you mean? How can you just hate tea? You just haven't met the right tea in your life, and then you'll settle down. What are you talking about? And then it turned out, because most Americans don't have a kettle. He wasn't even boiling it. He was putting the tea bag in the mug, getting the water out of the tap, and putting it in the microwave. And I was distraught. I was distraught. I was like, it must taste like mothballs. Like, I just couldn't deal with it. And after much coaxing, he does drink tea now.
Okay.
And education.
Okay, so okay, I've done the sin of heating up my water in the microwave for a cup of tea.
No!
I didn't put a tea bag in the microwave with it. Like, that just seemed like
Maybe. I don't yeah. I don't know. Why can't you guys just get kettles? They're like $4. I don't understand.
we have one.
Kettle. We have a kettle.
Oh, thank God. Okay, you guys can stay. That's fine. I'm not canceled.
Well said, Minx. All right, we're at the portion of the interview where we take a few more questions from the audience and or ones that we thought of. And
I should bring the chat up. I haven't had it up at all.
So
ignoring you guys.
I'm going to actually jump in with a question that I thought of during the interview that I'm curious about because of your particular taste in games from listening to the stuff that you've played. I'm curious if you've ever played any of the 4X games like Civilization or Master of Orion 2, etc.
Civ I definitely tried. I'm not sure how amazing I am at strategy, but was it Civilization? You had the big car cheat, and then like the Dodge Viper appeared, the blue and white car. Well, oh no, that's Age of Empires. Of Empires. Okay. No, I did try Civ briefly. I haven't. Oh, maybe I should add that to my list. I feel like I should experience them more. I'm trying to think of the last Civ I played.
Well, since you like space stuff, I actually recommend trying Master of Orion 2. You can pick it up on GOG, Good Old Games, really cheap, I think. It's a classic.
Yeah, that's the one. When it got released, everyone went nuts because they're like, you can go to space at the end and work towards it. Yeah, okay. All right, I will. I will add it to the list, guys. We're going to play Civ. We're going to make Gandhi use bombs. That'd be great.
I am gonna butcher your name, and I apologize now. Why Thy creates?
Yes, hi, that's Mel.
Question for Meeks. Do you have any big ideas sitting in the back of your mind that you want to get around to eventually?
So many. For stream, I was chatting about this last night actually. I've kind of given up on rigging PNGs. The stable software just isn't out there at the moment, which is really disappointing. I was chatting to Bailey about it from a development point of view. It's getting there. But also I have a potato PC. Like it's literally just a potato with like chips shoved into it. It doesn't hold up the best of days. And so I am slowly getting around to making GIFs of everyone. So I'm upgrading the lowly PNG tuber to GIF tuber. But also because there's 7 of us, we're just never going to be full-fledged VTubers. And I need something simple enough that when we do celebrations or themes or something, I can redraw people really quickly. So we're never really going to go that far beyond it, even though I've played around with it and done it for clients. So yeah, that's the big thing that I'm really trying to focus on at the moment in between clients and work is eventually gift tubing everyone just to give a bit more to look at.
That's so cool. I think that's so cool. I think your whole setup is so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, like, goddamn.
It is really cool.
Carry on.
I am proud of my little brainchild for what it turned out to be for something that was never supposed to be.
It's so cool.
Read this. Barely plays. That makes more sense. Question for Minx: what is the best type of pasta?
Pappardelle. I like it because it's big. And apparently I'm a size queen. No, I really love pappardelle. And it's really difficult because I can't eat red meat, and usually it goes with a ragu. But if you can get it with a good duck ragu, pappardelle, I think, is the way to go. It's just really hard to find. Really hard.
So also in the middle of you talking about how you're very story driven game, I wanted to ask if you've ever played a Senua's Sacrifice or Senua's Saga.
No, what are these?
Okay. I don't get on a lot of high horses on things. I don't
Okay.
think my
I'm gonna
opinion
Google
matters
this.
very much.
Yeah,
However,
no. Your opinion very matters to me.
however, if you are into stories and experiences and you want to just be engrossed in
Oh,
an
this is the
amazing
Hellblade 2
Hellblade 1,
one.
Hellblade 2, yeah.
I've been
Listen,
recommended this a lot. Yeah, okay.
listen. But the story
Yeah.
is amazing, and if you ever watch any of the behind the scenes stuff of what because they actually like interviewed and brought in people that suffered from psychosis
Oh, wow.
and integrated that into the story, and it's so fucking beautiful. Like, and I
Wow.
had the hardest time getting through it because it was so wonderfully executed. It is an
Oh, wow.
amazing game.
Okay.
10 out of 10. Highly recommend. You gotta play them, and then you gotta watch some of the behind the scenes stuff because it is just what they
Absolutely.
did
I
was
love behind
great.
production stuff. Okay.
It is
Yeah.
so good. 10 out of
You
10.
are the second person. Valerie Tommy also recommended it to me when she was playing it. So it has come up before, and I will keep my tab up because yes, I love story driven stuff, and I will add it to my list.
Right
Thank
on.
you.
So good. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right. So, Zy Creatures asks, question for Minx, if you could abandon one requirement for life, eating, sleeping, cleaning, shelter, whatever, so you didn't need to worry about it anymore, what would you choose?
100% not eating. What the fuck? I love food. That would life
Yeah.
could not go on. That is like what I live for. Sleeping. I just never feel like I have enough hours in the day for everything I want to do, and tiredness holds me up as well. So as long as I get to always have the energy along with it, actually maybe it would improve my energy levels if I quit sleep. That's mind blowing. Then yeah, probably sleep. Like I imagine I can still enjoy lying in bed and feeling comfy and that kind of stuff. I recognize that means giving up dreaming. That is the sad side of it because I do really enjoy dreaming. But that's fine. I can meditate, and I'm actually have quite a vivid imagination to the point I can't get to sleep some days because I'm creating whole fantasy worlds of characters. So yeah, I think sleep's gotta go. Sleep's gotta go. I need more time.
Honestly,
So,
honestly, same. I'd get rid of sleep too.
Yeah.
well, that doesn't
gone.
surprise me about you, Druid, since you don't dream. But like that would
Yeah,
actually
oh my
her
goodness.
reaction about eating is my reaction about sleeping. I would be like, that would be the one I would
really?
keep the most because I love dreaming. It's like my special alone time for me. I can't explain it.
See,
other than
I
that.
can do that controlled awake though. Like I can lie there and have
Yeah.
my dreamlike fantasies without being asleep. So I feel like I can replace it anyway, which keeps me from sleeping anyway with my fantasies. So you know, it kind of works in the end.
Yeah. I'm curious on this question. What our responses are, Druid. Which one would you give? Oh, you said sleeping.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleep.
I would give
Sleep.
up one that's not on the list. I'd give up pooping because it's just like.
I thought about that, but then do I just get bigger and bigger? And I just store
No,
all the food?
I would imagine
like,
that, you know, it's a magical
magically
question, right?
teleports.
So magically you don't have to
Okay.
worry about pooping anymore.
There's like this poop pod. It's like bag of holding. It's just going to this other realm.
Or
when you
your
need to
body
go.
just processes everything such that that you can pee out.
Oh, okay. Wait, then you have to pee so much more. Wait, hang on.
I don't know.
One super
I love it,
anus
I love it.
that everything. Sorry.
Now Uranus makes so much sense. Oh my god, the conspiracy answered.
Sweat it out. Oh, you would be so stinky though if you sweat it out.
Oh no.
Ew.
Oh no. This is not working. Don't people really appreciate their bathroom time? Like they have like magazines and they read or they watch Twitch. How many people have watched me while on the bathroom? I've never thought about that before.
Oh, I thought about it while on the phone watching somebody on Twitch. Like, there's somebody that's taking a shit while they've hung out in my chat.
Don't tell me,
Are you
guys.
kidding,
Don't come
Druid?
in and
People
be
take a
like,
shit
I'm
just
taking
coming
this
in
shit
your
right
chat.
now.
That's
I'm sorry,
true.
Minx, I
That's
interrupted
true.
you.
They shit their pants. They shit their pants coming into the chat. That's true.
She's got this fart command that just does these long ass farts.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
The most
I
anybody's
get it.
ever shit their pants in my chat is 17 times.
That's a lot. They should consider this option of quitting shitting.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag.
Barely Plays asks, question for Minx. What's your most anticipated game?
Great question.
Oh my god. Is there anything I'm looking forward to? Yeah, there is a couple. I'm totally blanking at the moment, which is awful in an interview. There was a really cute one called Strange Horticulture, which I actually really enjoyed, and I recommend if you just want like a chill kind of mystery game. And they're gonna do a second one, and watching the developers get passionate about it and all their different ideas, I think it's gonna be. Apart from that, probably Slay the Spire too. That's like the big one that everyone's been on the edge of their seats waiting for. We all hoped that it would be released by now. I've been using the mods to co-op people, and it's just a lot of fun. So I think they're incorporating a lot of the mods that people have been doing. So yeah, I think Slay the Spire will be good. It will be really big for my group when it's released. We got a lot of people that play it.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, we're coming to the end of the interview. I got one last question for you. This is kind of a question that is a nice way to wrap up the show and wrap up your interview. Nice. MinxOdyssia, please share something about yourself that you would like people to know.
That I'd like people to know. Oh my goodness. What would I like you guys to know? Actually, it's probably almost like more of a thank you. So I was talking about my anxiety and how it's improved. So I think for me, it's letting you guys know how much I actually appreciate people being in my chat and encouraging me when I go through those moments and relating to me. I don't get soppy very often. But to me, it's a very heartfelt thing that I'm not very good at expressing. I think anyone out there who really struggles with the idea of not being good enough at something that should be pleasurable, like gaming, having a supportive community has been the world to me. So yeah, I'd love you guys to know that I'm super appreciative. And even though I don't say it, I do love you guys for it. So thank you.
Oh,
you're adorable. I
what a
appreciate
wonderful
you.
final.
And now forget it, because fuck you guys. You're all cucks. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, what she said.
Yeah, no.
MinxOdyssia, that was awesome. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. It was an honor and a privilege.
Guys, I really appreciate it. I hope I lived up to not being too boring.
No.
Oh,
you're fantastic.
You definitely are not that. Anything but boring, guys. Go check out MinxOdyssia in her channel. Give her all the biddies and the subs and the follows and support that you can, because we got to highlight amazing streamers like her.
Thank you. And everyone who's been here, remember to follow Stormy and go check out Druid, because I think this is an awesome idea. I wasn't aware of it until you guys asked me, and then I went and checked out a bunch of interviews. And like, if you guys are just popping in just for me, like, go back on the YouTube and check out all of their old interviews. There were more people that I recognized from our sphere than I realized there would be, and it's a lot of fun. So please give support to this idea. It really gets especially small streamers out there, and I just think it's really wonderful. So thank you guys for running this.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you. And on that note, I think it was Lady Magdala. It was the reason why that I ended up in your chat so many times. I'm not sure of that.
Lady, yes. Yeah, no, we love Lady.
Anywho, thank you again, and we'll see you later.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Ah, Arigato Simons for the follow. Thank you. Wow, Druid. Incredible, right? I told you when I stumbled upon her.
I never doubted you.
I know you didn't. But yeah, we regularly find folks that we admire, and sometimes it's obvious because they're in our circles, right? But Minx was an awesome person to stumble upon, and I'm so happy that we got to have her on the show. Speaking of having folks on the show, who's on next week?
Queen Beatrix.
All right, Queen Beatrix. She's one of the Plague Dragon's friends, right?
Correct.
Ooh, Plague Dragon was awesome, super talented lady, and I think from what we've seen in Queen Beatrix, she's pretty incredible herself. So it's going to be a treat. Can't wait.
Gonna be so good.
I know. Don't forget tomorrow, guys, at 3:30, we're going to have Dragon Ball Saga episode 50 something. I forget which one.
Shay will tell us.
Yeah, and so it's going to be fun. I appreciate you guys, and that's all I got. You got anything else, Drew?
I love you guys.
I always love it when you say that. Okay, ready to wrap this up with a bow? Thanks for coming to the show.
Please drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below.
And if you're listening to the podcast,
please rate and review the episode.
We're Bandwidth
and Banter.
Thank you.
And good night.